Okay, good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me, and congratulations to the organization of this wonderful event. Well, I have my presentation prepared, and I'm also gonna. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm also afterwards gonna read a communique from my party describing the current strategies we're taking in the international arena. Okay. So, well, ways for liberty from present democracies. Okay, I like to just describe our point of view, or what are the current tendencies in our democracies, the current pro-liberty tendencies and current pro-statist tendencies, and what can we do about it? Okay. So we are beginning with the bad news, with the statist tendencies in our current democracies. Okay, as you know, we're living in interesting times. We're in the middle of a long crisis. Okay, with the welfare state in a lot of countries collapsing and everything. So people are being forced to change their point of views and to renew their old ideas of what was good, what was bad, and what was working, what was not. Okay, so the majority of them take statist positions, as they. Okay, we have movements of radical democracies going on. We could say popular or tyrannical democracies, as we have today, like real democracy in Spain. I don't know if you know it. 21st century socialism is a radical form of tyranny. Demand of totalitarian policies like universal minimum wage, profit limitations, tax rises. I'm gonna get this now. We have a growing state meddling in personal affairs, emergence of public support to fascist and communist movements, traditional ones, from post-voters of moderate socialism, and traditional, suppression of civil rights with security excuses like terrorism or private property claims, intellectual protection. Oops, no. Yeah, this one. But we also have some libertarian tendencies. Okay, we have seen a growth in libertarian ideas in the general public. I think you agree with me, with Ron Paul and everything. We have a general radicalization of liberal positions, of classic liberals. We have the emergence of new and radical libertarian parties in Europe, consolidation of the Libertarian Party in the United States, which is now the third force in the third political party in the country. We have, thanks to the internet, less dependence on traditional media, always subject to state meddling, like social networks, blogosphere. And we also have the example of the prosperity of countries with liberal, change liberal for libertarian. This is always with libertarian liberal policies, like this prosperous Switzerland. And we have also economical success of liberal reforms in countries like Sweden, Netherlands, Chile, from the past socialist ways. They have taken liberal reforms and they are going good. Okay, however, the future looks dim. Okay, the ideas of collectivism are still stronger, I think we all agree, than those of individual liberty. Speaking about democracy is still taboo. Communist propaganda and myths are still alive and kicking, and others have been successfully created. The Detroit death from the from the extreme capitalism. Well, the welfare state is collapsing in a lot of countries, and public bureaucrats and subsidy addicts are getting desperate and more radical and more aggressive. Okay. And the commercial wars between states and countries are beginning to appear, like protectionism, like lowering interest rates. But there are also signs of hope. The new generations are better informed than ever, and state and socialist propaganda is easily debunked when not laughed at. We can think of the internet, where everybody is laughing about what politicians are saying, and when before we only had the newspaper or the television, it was very difficult to criticize what were being spoken. But now it's for the people that want to get informed, it's very easy to know and to see if something you have seen is really true or not, or how it seems. The global libertarian movement, there is really a global libertarian movement going on right now. Has resurfaced the past ideas of the individual liberty and private property that were dormant. Libertarians and classic liberals are gradually abandoning their collaborationist policies of the past. We can think now about the FDP, the recent collapse of the FDP in Germany. And I think that's a good point of attention to the liberals and libertarians in Germany about what they have been doing for so many years. Today, the voice of liberty is clearly heard and known to the public. Especially, I think, 10 years ago, nobody knew about liberty, about individual rights, about civil rights. It's now with the crisis where voices of liberty and where we are beginning to know again, to resurface again the ideas of liberty. Politicians are getting at hard times because they are being constantly questioned by the public. And the placebo of socialist movements are losing their momentum. We can think of the Occupy Wall Street, and in Spain, 15 Men and DRI. They are losing momentum, and I think it's a great opportunity to take the minds of heart of the people. Okay, so we have ways for stepping out of the road to serfdom. We have counter-economy, we have state evasions, we have P2P contracts, and decentralized currencies, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really a technology for both things, for P2P contracts and for a decentralized currency. And politics-related strategies like mine, or strategies of Trojan horse, with taking libertarian ideas to the parliament, or trying to get to the parliament. The political parties are great speakers to promote liberty policies and libertarian ethics. Well, general public confidence in politics is still high, so it's a great speaker to get to a lot of people, to get the ideas to a lot of people. Well, of course, the secession of regions of people, it diminishes always the power of the state. It decentralizes and divides the power of the state, and facilitates voting with your feet. It promotes federalism and general decentralization of political power. Well, and this is more strategic between us. We have to maintain always the maximum objectives, but we have to take practical action. I mean, we have to help each other in the objectives. Because our movement is still small, it's growing, but it's still very small. And we have to help each other, see if we are going to protect our liberty and properties. And this is the end of the speech I prepared. Well, the state monster is showing its belly, but it still bites. There is liberty, there is hope. Thanks.
Muchas gracias, Daniel.
I have the communication. I'm going to read about my party's Strategic International. It's
Okay.
a communication. It's about, well, have some time yet. Thanks. Okay. Spain's Individual Liberty Party, the PELIF, has always been very much interested in strengthening ties with like-minded political parties elsewhere, and particularly in Latin America and Europe. PELIF joined the Liberal International in April this year, but only as an observer. We certainly know and regret the conventional liberal parties in most European countries and in other regions have made so many concessions to the social democrat and conservative establishment that nowadays classical liberalism is barely recognizable in those parties. But we believe there are a few parties in the Liberal International with which we can cooperate. And more importantly, we believe that by having a number of libertarian-leaning parties join, we might launch a libertarian faction within the ELI, next to existing social liberal and conservative liberal groupings. In this way, we could start pushing for a recovery of the soul and principles of classical liberalism, and from there evolve toward libertarianism. We see libertarianism as the only solid future for the evolution of classical liberals, both in philosophical and pragmatic terms. We see classical liberalism slowly dying everywhere, and Germany's bad result from the FDP is just an example. This serves them well, as they have lost their principles and joined the collectivistic establishment. Europe needs to renew liberalism, and to this end, only leaning towards libertarian views and ideas is adequate, because it provides for a third way rather than going more to the left or more to the right. And it allows liberals to be radical and anti-systemic, and therefore to recover popularity and a raison d'être, instead of just being something in the middle between left and right, a left and a right which both occupy nowadays that center fully anyway. Therefore, we don't believe in a long-term strategy to move liberals toward libertarianism, and this is why we are observers to the ELI. But of course, the strategy may work or not. And our main strategy is to create and strengthen, in the meantime, our own structures for direct cooperation among the still small but growing family of libertarian parties. To advance on this, we have signed a cooperation agreement with our friends of the Partido Libertario in Argentina. They are possibly the most similar party to our own, in that they acknowledge the liberal route and the libertarian destination as parts of the same project. Just like PELIF, we have a good working relationship with them, and we keep each other informed and involved as much as we can. On the other hand, we see a boom of new parties similar to PELIF and to our Argentinian friends, spreading out throughout Latin America, partly as a positive response to examples started by Argentina and Spain. We very much wish to cooperate with a serious party in that emerging group. Simultaneously, we have made an effort over the past years to strengthen ties with the US Libertarian Party. We have changed a lot of information. They sent a rather endorsing official message to our second Congress last year, which is unusual. And the party's chair, Jeffrey Neal, came to Madrid at our invitation at our 6 weeks ago. Sorry, Leonardo was there. The outcome of all these endeavors should be a working libertarian international in a few years' time. But the developments in Europe need to be faster. A few months ago, we started to work in the improvement of our ties with similar parties in this continent, in order to pursue the future creation of a Euro party, similar to the existing ones for other ideologies. This is why on September 28th, we had a meeting in Utrecht, the Netherlands, with the Libertarian Party of that country, the Partido of Vernunft, Party of Reason of Germany, and the Parti Libéral Démocrate of France. The Utrecht Declaration was adopted, and the four parties decided on a covenant which profounds the future Euro party with the provisional name European Party for the Individual Liberty, EPIL. My party colleague, Rolf Schumacher, was appointed as the provisional chair to start organizing this pan-European party, and he started in contacts with parties all through Europe. It is our aim to make the Euro party flexible and pragmatic, accepting everyone from classical liberal, but strongly and purely so, to fully libertarian or ANCAP. Each country's political reality is different, and we shouldn't be too purist on this. We aim at strengthening the movement towards liberty, no matter whether the end point for some is further into anarchy and for others is somewhere in minarchism. In belief, both families coexist in harmony. Our common enemies are far too strong for us to waste time on this. What matters is to start inverting the status trend and recovering freedom. I would like to invite all political parties, both in European unions and other European countries, to join the EPIL and make it possible for libertarians to have a pan-European political party as a continental political reference for us all, and as the future instrument for a movement to play in continental politics. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.